I think this might actually be Christopher Nolan's masterpiece. Everything about Oppenheimer is just a masterclass in filmmaking. It really is. From Nolan's directing, the cinematography, the writing, the effects, which all practical, and the acting, especially from like Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, who smaller role than I would have liked, but based on the time this is set in, it kind of makes sense. But everybody is just amazing. Cillian Murphy, especially, who plays Oppenheimer, the absolute brilliant physicist who headed the Manhattan Project. Just everything Murphy did, from his words, the delivery of his words, to his facial expressions, the deadness in his eyes at times, the emotions in his eyes, just everything Murphy did. Like, Nolan brings the best out in Cillian Murphy, and it shows in Oppenheimer. But that's not it. Robert Downey Jr., I think this is his absolute best role in a long time. Nowadays, he is obviously very well known as Tony Stark, Iron Man, which both kind of a serious but also comedic role at times. This one, pure serious. Feel like it took him out of his comfort zone, and it definitely shows because he gives a performance that is just leagues ahead of anything he's done in recent years. And that's not to say that movies that he's done over the last couple of years have been trash, except for Dolittle. Dolittle is an absolutely trash movie. Because overall, Downey Jr. is a fantastic actor. But, like, Nolan brought something out of him here that I have not seen in years. Florence Pugh is also in this, and also a small part, smaller than Emily Blunt, but she commands attention when she is on screen. She is phenomenal. She's an absolutely phenomenal actress. Ever since I saw her in Midsommar, I just fell in love because she is fantastic. And this is no surprise here that she steals the show in the scenes that she's in. Nolan also brings in just fucking cameos all over the place. Cameos are like very, very small parts, which I guess could also kind of be considered cameos. But like these people show up and it's like, oh my god, this person's in this, no way. Like just a couple of examples, not saying who they are or what they do, but Casey Affleck and David Dasmachellan, I can never get his last name right, Gary Oldman, Rami Malek, like a lot of people show up that you do not see in the trailer, and I love it. Someone else you don't see in the trailer, at least I didn't notice him, was Josh Hartnett. He plays another physicist, physicist? He was a scientist. We'll just say scientist. And I sometimes forget that Josh Hartnett can actually act. I grew up with him as, the heartthrob. And then he kind of disappeared, and then he came back, and now he's doing, more serious stuff, which is great. And he's really, coming into his own, I think at least, and showing the world that the man can act. And then there's the explosion, the test of the bomb, and just the whole sequence. Everything about it, from the effects itself recreating of an atomic blast, practically, the way it was shot, the score, the lack of score during the whole thing. It's practically silent when it originally happens. Like, we do hear a boom and everything eventually, but the initial moments is just silence. And the whole theater I was in was just silent. And it was one of the coolest moments I've ever seen on screen. Ultimately, Oppenheimer, man, I think this is going to go down as one of the best fucking movies ever created. Years from now, hell, probably even next year, I think this film is going to be studied by fucking future filmmakers, film classes, because everything about this, it's a masterclass in the art of filmmaking. Next year, this is going to be nominated for probably all of the Oscars, and I would not be surprised if it won. At the very least, Cillian Murphy is going to win Best Actor. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to win Best Actor, because that is how goddamn good he is in this. I give Oppenheimer, I give it a gigantic A+.
Did you enjoy the review? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when more reviews go live. Feel free to leave a comment to discuss your thoughts on the movie or show, and I will see you next time.